The galaxy was vast, filled with stars, planets, and countless species, but nothing had prepared its inhabitants for what happened on that fateful day. A massive ship emerged from a glowing wormhole at the edge of the Andromeda galaxy. It was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Sleek, dark, and bristling with weapons, it looked like a predator ready to strike. The ship's arrival sent shockwaves through the galaxy. Rumors spread faster than light itself. Who were these newcomers? What did they want? And why did their ship look so terrifying? On board the mysterious vessel, Captain Alex Carter stood silently on the bridge. His sharp eyes scanned the endless expanse of stars ahead. He wasn't just any captain. He was leading humanity's first step into the unknown. Beside him stood Lieutenant Emma Lewis, her fingers flying over the tactical console as she monitored the ship's systems. Across the room, Commander Ryan Hayes studied a holographic map of nearby star systems, his brow furrowed in thought. The ship they were on was called the Eclipse Asterisk. It wasn't just a ship, it was Earth's greatest achievement. Built over decades, it combined cutting-edge technology with raw power. Its engines could travel faster than light, its shields could withstand heavy attacks, and its weapons were designed to deter even the most advanced enemies. But the Eclipse Asterisk wasn't built solely for war. It carried scientists, diplomats, and explorers, all hoping to make contact with alien civilizations. Still, its imposing design made it clear humanity wouldn't be pushed around. As news of the Eclipse Asterisk's arrival spread, fear rippled across the galaxy. On distant planets, leaders held emergency meetings. Traders rerouted their ships to avoid crossing paths with the unknown vessel. Even the mighty Krath Empire, known for its ruthlessness, hesitated. No one knew what to expect from this new player in the galactic arena. Captain Carter understood the gravity of the situation. For years, Earth had listened to faint signals from space, messages from alien worlds. Some sounded peaceful, while others hinted at danger. Humanity had always wondered if it was alone in the universe. Now they had their answer. But instead of feeling relief, many species felt dread. Would Earth come as friends or foes? Carter's orders were clear. Find allies, protect humanity, and avoid conflict unless absolutely necessary. Lieutenant Lewis broke the silence. Captain, we're receiving multiple signals. Some are automated distress calls. Others seem curious. Her voice was calm but tinged with excitement. This was history in the making. Commander Hayes chimed in. We should focus on establishing first contact. Neutral territory would be best. Maybe Zentrix Prime. Zentrix Prime was home to the Tanduri, a species known for their diplomatic skills. If anyone could help broker peace, it was them. Carter nodded. Agreed. Prepare a shuttle. I want Ambassador Logan Smith to lead the delegation. We need to show we're here to talk, not fight. Hours later, the shuttle descended onto Zentrix Prime. Ambassador Logan stepped out, flanked by 2 security officers. The air was thick with tension as a group of Tanduri approached. Their leader, Chancellor Kale, greeted them cautiously. His elongated face and shimmering green skin gave him an otherworldly appearance, but his tone was firm. "Why have you come?" he asked, his voice betraying both curiosity and suspicion. Logan took a deep breath. "We are explorers, seeking knowledge and friendship. We mean no harm." His words were simple, but the weight behind them was immense. Kale studied him for a moment before replying. "Your ship is a weapon, and your arrival has already caused chaos across our quadrant." Back on the Eclipse Asterisk, Carter couldn't shake off the feeling that diplomacy alone wouldn't be enough. Sensors detected unusual activity near the borders of the Krath Empire. Something big was brewing, and the crew needed to be ready. As the stars twinkled outside the viewport, Carter knew one thing for certain. Humanity's journey into the galaxy had only just begun. The meeting with the Tanduri on Zentrix Prime was tense but productive. Ambassador Logan Smith did his best to reassure Chancellor Kale and the other leaders that Earth's intentions were peaceful. He spoke of humanity's curiosity, its desire to learn from other species, and its hope for cooperation. But Kale wasn't easily convinced. The Tandari leader listened carefully, his large, reflective eyes studying every move Logan made. "You say you seek friendship," Kale said slowly, "but your ship speaks a different language. It is a weapon, not a gesture of goodwill." His voice carried no anger, only caution. The Tandari were known for their calm demeanor, but even they couldn't hide their unease about the *Eclipse**'s arrival. Logan nodded, understanding the concern. "Our ship is powerful, yes, but it's also a shield to protect us if needed. We've heard whispers of dangers in this galaxy. We came prepared." Kale sighed. "You are newcomers here. You don't yet understand the balance of power. The Krath Empire grows stronger each day. They see weakness as an invitation. Your arrival has already stirred them." Back aboard the *Eclipse*, Carter and his crew reviewed the details of the meeting. Logan reported that while the Tandari were skeptical, they weren't hostile. In fact, they offered to share information about nearby systems and factions. It was a small step, but a start. Still, the mention of the Krath Empire weighed heavily on everyone's minds. Lieutenant Emma Lewis spent hours analyzing data collected by the ship's sensors. She noticed strange patterns, ship movements near the edges of Krath-controlled space. "Captain, I think they're testing us," she said, pointing to clusters of activity on the holographic display. "These aren't random patrols. They're watching us." Commander Ryan Hayes leaned forward, frowning. "If they're mobilizing, we need to be ready." "The Krath aren't known for diplomacy." Carter agreed. "We can't afford to look weak. But we also can't provoke them. Let's keep monitoring their movements and focus on building trust with the Tandari." Days passed, and tensions aboard the *Eclipse* grew. The crew worked tirelessly, preparing for whatever might come next. Ensign Daniel Brooks, a young engineer, struggled with the pressure. He had joined the mission hoping to explore new worlds, not prepare for war. During a quiet moment in the mess hall, he voiced his concerns to Chief Medic Olivia Green. "I didn't sign up for this," Daniel muttered, picking at his food. "We're supposed to be explorers, not soldiers." Olivia gave him a sympathetic smile. "None of us expected this, but sometimes exploration means facing challenges. We have to adapt." Meanwhile, reports of trouble began trickling in. Pirates loyal to the Krath Empire attacked trade routes, targeting ships carrying vital resources. Smaller species pleaded for help, too afraid to stand up to the Krath themselves. Carter knew Earth couldn't ignore these cries for assistance, but acting too aggressively could escalate things further. After much deliberation, Carter decided on a cautious approach. Using drones piloted remotely from the *Eclipse*, the crew launched a precision strike against a pirate base. The operation was swift and efficient, destroying the pirates' operations without causing unnecessary casualties. It was a clear message. Earth would defend its allies. The response was immediate. News of the attack spread quickly, and many species praised Earth's actions. But the Krath saw it differently. Emperor Varnuk, a ruthless and calculating leader, viewed the strike as an act of aggression. His advisors urged retaliation, and soon, fleets of Krath warships began gathering near Earth-controlled territory. On the bridge of the *Eclipse*, Carter felt the weight of his decisions pressing down on him. He had hoped to avoid conflict, but now it seemed inevitable. The galaxy was watching, waiting to see what Earth would do next. Humanity's future hung in the balance, and every choice mattered. As the stars stretched endlessly beyond the viewport, Carter turned to his crew. "We've shown them we're not afraid to fight. Now we need to show them we're willing to talk. Let's stay ready. But let's not give up on peace just yet." The tension aboard the *Eclipse* was palpable. The crew worked tirelessly, preparing for what seemed like an inevitable clash with the Krath Empire. Despite their earlier success in dismantling the pirate base, Captain Alex Carter knew it was only a matter of time before the craft made their move. The Empire's massive fleet loomed near Earth-controlled territory, a clear sign they weren't backing down. Lieutenant Emma Lewis spent hours monitoring communications and sensor data. She noticed something troubling. The craft were targeting weaker species, pressuring them to cut ties with Earth. "Captain," she said one evening, her voice steady but concerned, "they're trying to isolate us. If we don't act soon, we might lose any chance of forming alliances." Carter nodded grimly. "We need to show the galaxy that standing with Earth isn't a death sentence." But how? Commander Ryan Hayes suggested reinforcing their position by supporting smaller factions under threat from the craft. "If we protect them, they'll see we're serious about helping, not just fighting." Carter agreed. He ordered the Eclipse to patrol key areas where craft forces had been harassing local ships. The crew worked around the clock, responding to distress calls and escorting vulnerable vessels to safety. Each mission was risky, but the effort paid off. Slowly, trust began to build. Species who had once feared Earth now saw it as a shield against the craft's brutality. But not everyone aboard the Eclipse was convinced this was the right path. Ensign Daniel Brooks still struggled with the idea of Earth taking sides in alien conflicts. One night, he voiced his frustrations during a quiet moment in the mess hall. "We came here to explore, not to pick fights," he said to Chief Medic Olivia Green, who sat across from him. "Every time we help someone, we make more enemies. Is this really worth it?" Olivia sighed, stirring her drink. "I get it, Daniel. None of us wanted war. But sometimes doing the right thing means stepping into danger. If we don't stand up to bullies like the craft, who will?" Her words stuck with Daniel, though he wasn't fully convinced. He decided to focus on his work, hoping the situation would improve. Meanwhile, Ambassador Logan Smith continued his diplomatic efforts. He traveled to several planets, meeting with leaders and explaining Earth's intentions. Some listened, others remained skeptical. On one planet, a council of elders refused to even speak with him, citing fear of craft retaliation. It was disheartening, but Logan didn't give up. He knew building trust took time. Back on the Eclipse, Carter received troubling news from Lieutenant Lewis. "Sir, we've detected increased activity near Delta 7, she reported. Delta 7 was a critical refueling station used by many species, including Earth's allies. If the craft seized control of it, they could cripple trade routes and isolate entire regions. Carter immediately called a meeting with his senior officers. "This is it," he said, pointing to the holographic map of Delta 7. "If we let the craft take this station, no one will trust us again. We have to defend it." Ryan Hayes outlined a plan. "We can't face their full fleet alone, but if we coordinate with our allies, especially the Tanduri, we might stand a chance." Emma added, "And we'll need to use the Eclipse speed and firepower wisely. Hit hard, then fall back before they surround us." Carter nodded. "Prepare the crew. This won't be easy, but we've come too far to back down now." As the Eclipse set course for Delta 7, the mood among the crew shifted. There was fear, yes, but also determination. They had trained for moments like this. Humanity's future depended on their ability to hold the line and prove that Earth wasn't just another power-hungry empire. It was something different, something better. For the first time since their arrival, the crew felt united, not just as soldiers, but as representatives of a species determined to carve out its place in the stars. Whatever happened next, they were ready. The battle for Delta 7 was chaos. The Krath Empire had launched a full-scale assault on the refueling station, overwhelming its defenses within hours. Survivors scrambled to underground bunkers, sending desperate pleas for help. When the Eclipse arrived, the scene was grim. Flames erupted from damaged structures, and debris floated aimlessly in the void of space. The Krath fleet loomed nearby, their ships dark and menacing. Captain Alex Carter wasted no time. Ryan, coordinate with the Tandoori reinforcements. Emma, prepare our weapons systems. We're going in. His voice was calm but firm, masking the storm of emotions inside him. This wasn't just about protecting a station. It was about proving Earth could be trusted. The plan was risky. The Eclipse would lead the charge, drawing fire while smaller ships, including those from the Tandoori, flanked the enemy. Lieutenant Emma Lewis worked quickly, her hands flying over the tactical console. Commander Ryan Hayes relayed orders to the Allied fleet, ensuring everyone knew their role. As the Eclipse moved into position, Ensign Daniel Brooks felt his heart pounding. He had spent so much time doubting Earth's role in this conflict, but now he understood there was no turning back. If they failed here, the galaxy would see humanity as weak, and that meant more suffering for everyone. Standing beside Chief Medic Olivia Green in the crowded corridor leading to the hangar bay, he muttered, "I hope we're ready for this." Olivia gave him a small smile. "We have to be. There's too much at stake." The battle began with a deafening roar of energy blasts. The Eclipse unleashed its main cannon, a powerful beam of light that sliced through enemy ships like paper. The craft retaliated with relentless salvos, shaking the entire vessel. Alarms blared as shields absorbed hit after hit. On the bridge, Carter clenched the armrests of his chair, his jaw tight. "Hold steady," he ordered. "Don't let them surround us." Despite the odds, the plan worked, at first. The Tandoori ships struck from the sides, forcing the craft to split their attention. But the enemy's numbers were overwhelming. Wave after wave of craft fighters poured in, pushing the Allies back. Casualties mounted and fear spread among the crew. Then something unexpected happened. Reinforcements arrived. Smaller species, inspired by Earth's bravery, joined the fight. Their ships were outdated and poorly armed, but their determination made up for it. Together, they turned the tide. The craft fleet faltered under the combined assault, retreating into the darkness of space. When the battle ended, silence fell over the Eclipse. The crew gathered on the bridge, exhausted but alive. Carter looked at each of them, pride swelling in his chest. They had done the impossible, not alone, but alongside others who shared their vision of peace. But victory came at a cost. Many lives were lost, including brave Tandoori pilots who sacrificed themselves to protect the Eclipse. Ambassador Logan Smith delivered the news to Chancellor Kale, who expressed both gratitude and sorrow. "You've shown us what courage looks like," Kale said. "But remember, war always demands a price." Back on the ship, Carter retreated to his quarters. He stared out the viewport at the battered remains of Delta 7, reflecting on the choices that led them here. Humanity had earned respect, but at what cost? He thought of the fallen, their faces, their stories, and vowed never to forget them. In the mess hall, Daniel sat quietly, staring at his untouched meal. Olivia approached him, sitting down without a word. After a moment, she said softly, "You okay?" He nodded slowly. "Yeah, just thinking about everything. Maybe we're doing the right thing after all." Olivia smiled faintly. "Sometimes doing the right thing doesn't feel good, but it still matters." As the Eclipse drifted through the wreckage of the battle, the crew began repairs, tending to wounds both physical and emotional. They had won this round, but the war was far from over. Still, for the first time, they felt a flicker of hope, a belief that maybe, just maybe, humanity could find its place among the stars. The aftermath of the battle for Delta 7 left a deep mark on everyone aboard the Eclipse. The crew worked tirelessly to repair the ship, patching up damaged sections and replacing broken parts. In the medical bay, Chief Medic Olivia Green treated wounded soldiers and comforted grieving crewmates. The losses weighed heavily on all of them, but there was no time to rest. The galaxy was watching, and Earth's next move would define its future. Captain Alex Carter knew they couldn't afford to lose momentum. With the Craft Empire temporarily driven back, he focused on strengthening alliances. Ambassador Logan Smith traveled to several planets, meeting with leaders who had once been hesitant to side with Earth. This time, his message was different. "We've proven we'll fight to protect those who stand with us," Logan said during one such meeting. "But we don't want war. We want peace. Real peace." His words resonated with many. Smaller species, emboldened by Earth's victory at Delta 7, began pledging their support. Some offered resources, others promised intelligence or military aid. Even the Tanduri, still mourning their fallen pilots, reaffirmed their alliance. Chancellor Kale told Logan, "You've shown us you're not just another empire looking to conquer. You're trying to build something better." Back on the Eclipse Asterisk, Lieutenant Emma Lewis continued analyzing intercepted transmissions from the craft. She noticed something alarming. Rumors of a secret project deep within craft territory. At first, details were scarce, but as she pieced together fragments of data, a chilling picture emerged. The craft were building a superweapon, a massive device capable of destroying entire star systems. Emma brought her findings to Carter immediately. "Sir, if this weapon becomes operational, it could wipe out any opposition, including us. We can't let that happen." Carter's expression darkened. He called an emergency meeting with his senior officers. "If this is true, we need to act fast," he said, pacing the room. "Ryan, come up with a plan to sabotage the weapon. Emma, keep digging for more information. And someone needs to lead this mission personally." Commander Ryan Hayes proposed sending a small team to infiltrate the construction site. Using stealth fighters equipped with cloaking technology, they could slip past craft defenses undetected. Once inside, they'd plant explosives to disable the weapon before it could be completed. Ensign Daniel Brooks surprised everyone by volunteering. "I want to help," he said firmly. "I've doubted everything we've done so far, but now I see why we're here. Let me prove myself." Olivia also volunteered, knowing her medical skills might save lives if things went wrong. Carter hesitated but finally agreed. "This mission will be dangerous," he warned. "If you're caught, we won't be able to extract you." "Are you sure about this?" Both Daniel and Olivia nodded without hesitation. "We're sure," Olivia said. "Earth's counting on us." Preparations began immediately. The team trained rigorously, simulating every possible scenario. They studied blueprints of the construction site, memorized escape routes, and rehearsed their roles until they could perform them in their sleep. The stakes were impossibly high, but failure wasn't an option. As the day of the mission approached, tension filled the air. The crew gathered in the hangar bay to wish the team luck. Carter shook hands with Daniel and Olivia, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Bring yourselves back in one piece," he said. "We need you." The stealth fighters launched quietly into the void of space, disappearing under the cover of darkness. On board the Eclipse Asterisk, the remaining crew held their breath, waiting for news. No one spoke, but their thoughts were the same. The fate of humanity, and perhaps the entire galaxy, rested on the shoulders of a few brave individuals. For the first time since their arrival, Earth's battleship felt eerily quiet. The infiltration team moved silently through the void of space, their stealth fighters cloaked and undetectable. Ensign Daniel Brooks gripped the controls tightly, his knuckles white, as he focused on the mission ahead. Beside him in the second fighter, Chief Medic Olivia Green checked her equipment one last time. The construction site of the craft superweapon loomed in the distance, a massive structure bristling with defenses. "This is it," Daniel whispered into the comms. "Stay sharp." "Copy that," Olivia replied, her voice calm but steady. "Let's get this done." As they approached, the team activated the cloaking devices, slipping past the outer layers of craft patrols without detection. Inside the structure, corridors buzzed with activity. Engineers and guards hurried about, unaware of the danger sneaking into their midst. The plan was simple: plant explosives at key points to disable the weapon's core, then escape before anyone realized what had happened. Daniel and Olivia landed their fighters in a secluded area and disembarked, moving cautiously through the shadows. They wore suits designed to mask their heat signatures, making them nearly invisible to sensors. Every step felt like walking on thin ice, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. They reached the first target, a power relay station, without incident. Daniel placed the explosive charge while Olivia kept watch, her eyes scanning the area for any sign of movement. "Clear," she whispered. "Let's move to the next point." But as they approached the second location, alarms blared suddenly. A guard had spotted something, a flicker of motion, perhaps, and now the entire facility was on alert. Red lights flashed, and heavy footsteps echoed down the halls. "We've been made," Olivia hissed. "Hurry." Daniel planted the second charge quickly, his hands trembling slightly. "Done," he said. "Now we just need to get out." But escape wouldn't be easy. Krath soldiers poured into the area, weapons drawn. The team was outnumbered and trapped. Thinking fast, Daniel turned to Olivia. "I'll hold them off. You go activate the charges and get to the fighters." "No way," Olivia shot back. "We're in this together." "There's no time to argue," Daniel snapped. "If we both stay, neither of us makes it out. Trust me." Before she could protest further, Daniel stepped into the open, firing his weapon to draw the guard's attention. His actions bought Olivia precious seconds. She hesitated for a moment, torn between duty and loyalty, but finally nodded. "Come back alive," she muttered under her breath before sprinting toward the control room. Daniel fought fiercely, using every ounce of training to hold off the advancing soldiers. He knew he couldn't win, but he didn't need to. He just needed to buy time. One by one, the guards fell, but more kept coming. His heart pounded as he realized there was no way out for him. Meanwhile, Olivia reached the control room and activated the charges. Explosions rocked the facility, sending shockwaves through the structure. Alarms screamed louder as the weapon's core began to destabilize. She ran back toward the landing zone, dodging falling debris and narrowly avoiding patrols. Reaching the fighters, she hesitated, searching for Daniel. But deep down, she already knew he wasn't coming. Tears welled in her eyes as she climbed into her ship and launched into space, leaving the doomed facility behind. Back aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, Captain Alex Carter waited anxiously for news. When Olivia's fighter appeared on the radar alone, his stomach sank. She landed in silence, her face pale and drawn. "Mission accomplished," she reported, her voice cracking. But Daniel stayed behind. Carter closed his eyes briefly, feeling the weight of the sacrifice. "He saved us all," he said finally. "We won't forget him." News of the sabotage spread quickly. The Krath Empire, reeling from the loss of their superweapon, grew desperate. Emperor Varnak reluctantly agreed to negotiate terms of peace, knowing full well that humanity's resolve had been proven beyond doubt. As the crew mourned Daniel's loss, they also found solace in what they had achieved. Earth had shown the galaxy not only its strength, but also its willingness to protect others, even at great cost. For the first time, hope began to replace fear among the stars. The Eclipse Asterisk hovered silently in orbit around a neutral planet chosen for the historic peace talks. The galaxy held its breath as representatives from Earth, the Tandari, and other species gathered aboard the massive battleship. Even the Krath Empire had sent envoys, though their presence was met with suspicion and unease. Captain Alex Carter stood at the entrance of the conference room, watching as delegates filed in. He felt a mix of pride and sorrow. Pride for what his crew had accomplished, and sorrow for those who wouldn't see this moment. Ambassador Logan Smith took his place at the head of the table, flanked by Lieutenant Emma Lewis and Commander Ryan Hayes. Olivia Green sat quietly in the corner, her eyes downcast. She hadn't spoken much since returning from the mission that cost Daniel Brooks his life. Still, she was here, representing humanity alongside the rest of the crew. Logan opened the meeting with simple but powerful words. "We didn't come to this galaxy seeking war," he said, his voice steady. "But we also didn't come unprepared. What we want is peace, a chance to work together, to build something better." The Krath envoy, a tall figure clad in black armor, listened without expression. When it was his turn to speak, he chose his words carefully. "Your actions have shown us you are not weak," he admitted, "but trust will take time. We agree to these terms of peace, for now." It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. The treaty outlined clear boundaries, trade agreements, and promises to avoid further conflict. Smaller species cheered the news, relieved that the shadow of the Krath Empire might finally lift. Humanity's role in stopping the superweapon had earned them respect across the stars. Back on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, Carter reflected on everything they had been through. From the day they arrived in Andromeda to the sacrifices made along the way. Every moment had shaped their journey. They had faced fear, doubt, and loss, but they had also found courage, unity, and hope. Emma approached him, holding a data pad. "Sir, the repairs are complete, and the crew is ready to move out. Where to next?" Carter smiled faintly. "Home," he said, "for now. But this isn't the end. It's just the beginning." As the Eclipse Asterisk prepared to leave Andromeda, the crew gathered one last time in the mess hall. Someone played soft music over the speakers, and for the first time in weeks, laughter filled the air. It was bittersweet, knowing how much they had lost, but also knowing how far they had come. Olivia raised a glass, her voice trembling slightly. "To Daniel," she said, "and to everyone who believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves." The room grew quiet as glasses clinked together. No one needed to say more. They all carried Daniel's memory with them, a reminder of the price of peace and the strength it took to achieve it. When the Eclipse Asterisk finally departed Andromeda, Carter stood on the bridge, gazing at the endless expanse of stars. Humanity had taken its first real step into the galaxy, proving it could stand among the stars, not as conquerors, but as equals. The road ahead would be long and uncertain, but for the first time, Carter felt hopeful. The galaxy was still vast and full of mysteries, but Earth was no longer alone. Together, humanity and its newfound allies had turned fear into trust, chaos into order. As the ship sailed toward home, Carter whispered softly to himself, "This is just the start." And somewhere, in the quiet corners of space, Daniel Brooks' sacrifice echoed like a beacon, guiding them forward.